months. Now, a quick word from our panelists here to give us perspective on how this could really pose a dent to the Congress 15 months after it's come to power in the state of Karnataka. Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP, joining me here. We also have Samrudh Hegde, advocate for Chief Minister in the Writ Petition and also a Congress spokesperson. I take this from Samrudh Hegde himself, considering he's advocated for Siddaramaiah and formulated that petition there. Samrudh, if I'm spelling your name right, apologies for the mistake. Please take it away on what we know of the writ petition that was filed before court and the court really almost junking it in such a fashion. Wasn't it embarrassing?
Not at all. I think adversity is the first path towards the truth. While we humbly accept the decision of the High Court, we reiterate and we firmly believe in the arguments and the legal merit or the merit of the legal arguments that were furnished before the High Court in the writ petition. And we remain optimistic and determined about our further recourse in the form of an appeal. Let us not forget that the complainants had sought for sanction for prosecution and prior approval under sections 17A and 19 of the PC Act and 218 of the BNSS. The governor had granted prior approval under 17A and sanction for prosecution under 218, and the Honorable High Court has interpreted the order as only a prior approval under section 17A.
So what's your way forward now? A quick word on your way forward. What next? Are you appealing to the Supreme Court?
No, there are two remedies available to us. There's also an appeal before the Honorable High Court. We can exercise a writ appeal also before a division bench, and we also have an option of appealing to the Supreme Court. So we shall sit with all our legal luminaries and form an informed decision about how we take this forward.
I hear Siddaramaiah has gone into a huddle. He's called all his cabinet ministers and all the Congress leaders to decide on the way forward. If this decision came against him, would you be privy to any of that conversation? Would you want to tell us how the Congress wants to take it? Will Siddaramaiah resign on moral grounds?
I'm not privy to those conversations, but I would like to say that there's no question of resignation. This is just a prior approval. There's no question of us being scared of any investigation also taking place, but just about how the investigation is conducted and the legality of such investigation. Now, there's already, as you mentioned, there is Justice P.N. Desai committee, which is taking the investigation forward. Even a perusal of this judgment, which has been passed by the High Court, I do not see any overt act being attributed to the Chief Minister himself of any decision taken or recommendation made. Or any criminality. Now, criminality can't be attributed to a family. It has to be attributed to a person. And there is no mention of any exact decision taken or recommendation made during the last 32 years.
If I may, you're saying since the allegation is against Siddaramaiah's wife and not Siddaramaiah himself, this really won't affect his prospects politically. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it's about the present case. The present case which has been filed, the writ petition, is about the grant of prior approval and grant of sanction. Now, that can be given only with respect to a public servant and not a private individual. So when we're questioning that, it will be the essential ingredient of the section is about the official act or recommendation made by our public servant. So we have to limit ourselves to that.
Well, let's also bring in Pradeep Bhandari on this. Pradeep, the BJP insists on Siddaramaiah resigning, while you also have the Congress responding, saying that the Raj Bhavan is acting as an extended political office of the BJP, that this is a deliberate attempt by the BJP using the Raj Bhavan and the governor to end the political career of Siddaramaiah.
This is the constitution that the Congress party always flags over. But if the Congress party believes in the constitution of India, Siddaramaiah should resign because there are clinching observations by the Honorable Karnataka High Court. Earlier they said the office of the governor is political. The Karnataka High Court in its order, which is a 190-page order, in its summary of finding concludes that the governor made abundant application of mind and there was nothing political. Allow me to read one observation on page 180, para 53. The case prima facie depicts stretching of arms of the undue influence and portrays abuse of power of the seat of the Chief Minister. So the High Court believes that the Chief Minister personally was responsible. He abused his power in order to get land grant for his wife. Look at the summary of finding, point number 11. The facts narrated in the petition would undoubtedly require investigation in the teeth of the fact that the beneficiary of all these acts is not anybody outside but the wife of the Chief Minister. So the High Court here concludes, Nabila, that A, the Chief Minister abused his power, B, the beneficiary of his abuse in power was his wife and the son. In these circumstances, considering the principles applied by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah when he was the leader of opposition in 2011, he had asked the then BJP Chief Minister Mr. Yediyurappa to resign. This is something which he has to follow on his own. It is just not about morality, it is also about propriety in public life, because the High Court has personally, and allow me to make another observation. Earlier, the scams which were reported was a Valmiki Scheduled Tribe Development Corporation scam, cash for transfer scam, then KPSC scam, mining scam, steel flyover project controversy. Along with that, if you remember, the Chief Minister himself admitted that the Valmiki scam was 90 crore worth. All of this, the Chief Minister personally was not indicted. In this, the Chief Minister personally is indicted. So my question is, Nabila, when they used to ask in opposition that the BJP government on allegations of corruption should resign, in fact, the entire assembly should resign, why should they not follow the same principle when the Chief Minister himself is named? And let me quote the judge. The judge says this is not a normal circumstance. So we're not talking about normal allegations of corruption. The judge says that this is scenario of exceptional circumstances. So in the interest of justice, he should resign. If he's proven innocent, he can come back to the chair.
These are corruption allegations, Samrudh. It's not anything else here. You know, it could be against his family, but like Pradeep read out, I would certainly stress on the fact that the High Court did point out that there is huge suspicion of corruption, and therefore the governor must act on it. It's very well within his jurisdiction for him to grant prosecution notice, and a probe shall be initiated, which means he faces corruption, probe, investigation, should certainly resign. If at all he is innocent, he could come back. Until then, governance is important. Maybe a person who's less distracted, more committed, could take his place in the interim.
Nabila, as you had mentioned, you used very significant words. These are allegations, and a probe has to be taken place. Now there's only grant of a 17A, which is a prior approval for inquiry or investigation. So it's at a very nascent stage. And in our country, as the constitution he held up, we follow a provision of innocent until proven guilty. So this matter has to be taken forth before the learned Sessions Court, and there should be direction to an investigation or inquiry. Now only an approval has been given, right? We're talking about a man with 45 years of an unblemished career, of honest politics, who has uplifted the marginalized, who has stood by the downtrodden, who has, let us not forget, a backing of 136 MLAs. This is
that doesn't absolve him of corruption if he has backing of 136 MLAs. It could be so because they trust in him, but that also does not absolve him. Yeah,
definitely not. But this is a pure conspiracy. The way in which the Honorable Governor has acted on different applications, cherry-picked different applications, how some applications for the same 17A and sanction have been sent back for translation after years of being sat on. And in a particular case where show cause notice is issued on the very same day, where there are hundreds of Kannada documents, we all have to observe the conduct in which this has been made. The application of mind, as my learned friend was talking about, is not present in the order. It's not present in the speech order.
It is. He's lying. No. It is absolutely not. It is in the order. The summary of the findings conclude that the governor applied his mind. Please read the summary of the findings. Absolutely, yes. And allow me to say again, I'm saying, Nabila, Lalu Prasad Yadav also, just allow me to...
Okay, Samrudh, let him complete though. I'll come to you.
Yeah, Nabila, Lalu Prasad Yadav also, when the charges were framed against him, he resigned. This has been the precedent, and if they want to be the kings of corruption and not resign, it is okay. Public is watching. Again, I want to read the High Court order because he's misquoting the High Court order. On page 174, the High Court concludes, it can hardly be justified that a lawmaker, the son of the former Chief Minister and the present leader of the opposition would be silent, spectator in the deliberations. So if he's trying to absolve the current Chief Minister, the High Court observes and concludes that the current Chief Minister could not have been a silent spectator when the MUDA transaction was going on, where his family benefited with 58 crores of money.
I also have one question though, Pradeep. There is a lot of talk that there was similar complaints made to the governor against H.D. Kumaraswamy, who's currently an ally of yours. He's still a union minister under the Modi government. He's in the Modi cabinet. You also have against B.S. Yediyurappa that was a complaint that was filed with the governor. No, we don't see the same vigor with which the governor took up the complaint.
In case of Mr. Yediyurappa, he resigned and then he was acquitted in 2016, if I'm not wrong. In this case,
I'm not talking... After he was arrested?
Yeah, absolutely. So he resigned, right? He resigned.
After he was arrested?
Yes, so he resigned in 2011. So Mr. Siddaramaiah should also resign at this moment. My point is, it's not about the governor. It's the Karnataka High Court concluding that the actions of the governor were not malified. They were not political in nature. They were justified. So here, if you are questioning the sanctity and the wisdom of the Karnataka High Court, the same Karnataka High Court where the Congress party had approached. This is the same Karnataka High Court which had stayed and provided a temporary relief to the Karnataka Chief Minister, and the same Karnataka High Court, when grants them the opinion, they are against it.
And I thoroughly apologize, Pradeep and Samrudh. Short on time here, but we're going to very closely track Siddaramaiah's MUDA case. He now faces investigation. Yes, it's in the nascent stage, but it's kicked up a huge political storm in Karnataka with the BJP launching a massive protest. We will be on the story, but for now, thanks for watching.